is up? It's your boy Kate Sif Wins back with my next video, and today I got a special one for you because if you've watched any one of my previous Apex videos, at one point or another you've probably heard me complain about not having the best of teammates. And what I mean by that is not teammates in terms of skill level, because who am I ever to judge? I have no skill, but what I'm talking about is teammates, and we've all had them probably a bunch of times playing this game, is where teammates are just, I don't know, they're just terrible teammates. They don't want to play with the confounds of a team. They want to go off on their own, do their things, and they just find ways to annoy and piss you off in a variety of different ways. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but that's just how it be sometimes. So this is a video going to show you what I believe is the top 5 worst kinds of teammates to have, and I have some clever names, some, well, maybe they're not so clever, but they're just the only thing I can think of to describe how I feel about them. So without further ado, let's get into it. So at number 5, we have what I like to call the anti-teammate. Basically, this is a teammate that just does not care about you one bit. So for a simple, example would be, if you have a lifeline on your team and you don't have any medical supplies to heal yourself, and you're like, hey, lifeline, can you give me your healing drone? And they look at you like, what am I supposed to do, heal you? yeah, get out of here, bud, leave me alone. And it's just like, okay, like, you don't want to help the team, whatever, like why be that way? And that's just a simple example, but they will not help you at all. They're not going to give you any ammunition if you ask for it. And sometimes, you obviously don't have it, but they don't ping anything, they don't let you know of anything, they take everything, and they just don't care about you. All they care about is themselves, and whatever happens to you is not any concern to them. But I tell you what, when they go down or they need something, they be begging. They will be begging. And it's just bad to have teammates like that. It's like, why are you playing a team-based game if you're going to be that anti-team in the first place? Maybe you can beg Respawn to give you a solo mode, which I think they should just make one permanent, just so that these players at least wouldn't have any excuse to, hey, at least I can play a game where I don't worry about a team. But it's just like, why play this game? If you obviously don't want to play with a team, then just play a game where you can compete, where you just all by yourself. But either bring a solo mode back, or just, I don't know, just play something else. Like, it's just so frustrating just not having, because when you face a whole squad that is playing against a team, it's just like you're at such a disadvantage. You got one guy just doesn't care, and whatever happens to you is just not any of his concern. But that is number 5, the anti-teammate. Yeah, definitely a great list. Next, we have number 4. I couldn't think of a clever name to call this, but everyone probably knows this phrase or heard at least once in their lifetimes. I have the high ground is number 4. Basically, the reference from Star Wars. And it amazes me how it's like, if you have the high ground, that's an advantage. You have an advantage in positioning. You have a team on the bottom, and you have a team up top. You're the team up top. You have the advantage. Tell me how many games have been thrown that you've played in Apex where for some reason you have the high ground and the other team's at the bottom. They're at your mercy, and for some reason your teammates just want to jump off and jump right into them and make the battle fair. It's like, you have something you can exploit. You exploit the holy hell out of it. Like, why are you gonna be like, hey, we have an advantage, that's not fair, let's just give it up? It amazes me how many games, I wish there was a statistic that would tell me how many times I've lost a game in second place because my teammates gave up their advantage in positioning. Like, positioning is a big part of this game, and having good position compared to a team that's out of position is just a very sure way of just getting absolutely curb stomped and owned. But it's even more frustrating when you had the advantage and you just give it up for whatever reason, because you thought, hey, let's jump down in the middle of 3 people and give them a very good chance of winning the game. It's just like, come on, man. There's no honor in playing these games. Like, it's not like it's, I guess I won't say honor. And check this, guys. I had to stop talking about this top 5 worst teammates to say this. So here's a rare thing right here. Me hitting a Kraber shot. Well, I should say me hitting a Kraber shot while aiming, because I seem like I do better just hip firing than actually aiming, because I'm garbage with it. But moving back on, like, yeah, the high ground. It's the high ground. Like, you're on the high ground. Like, why would you not take advantage of that. But whatever, this, I guess, you know, who cares about having an advantage in, you know, a terrain or whatnot. That's not important. Just, you know, forget about it. Number 3. Oh God. Number 3. This may not be number 1, but I think a lot of people might say this is probably the most annoying thing, because this feature in this game is a very helpful feature. I love it to death, but some people should literally be banned from using it because they do not understand the purpose of using it. And that is number 3, what I like to call ping spammers. What are ping spammers? People who spam the living holy hell out of the ping button. Like, they will literally, like, I get it if you want to say, hey, there's an enemy here, and you spam it, like, you know, fast push it for a bunch of times in a short succession. Like, hey, the enemy squad just got on me. And usually you do it that quick, and you're like, you get the feeling that, hey, you know, teammate needs me over there. Or if they might ping it one time, like, hey, there's an enemy over there or whatnot, or there's an item here. It's a nice feature to have in the hands of somebody that knows how to use it. But as you get in the hands of somebody else that just, it's like, dude, we get it. You've pinged 150 times in 10 seconds. We get it. Relax. But the thing that's really annoying is when you get into a fight and you're fighting this, like, dude, and you see him, you've been shooting him for a while, and your teammate who's down is just pinging the crap out of it, whether to get revived or that he's there. It's like, dude, I'm tired of this loud ass sound blaring in my eardrums, about to bleed. I'm tired of having this thing flash on my screen that's kind of getting in my way of my field of view, my vision, and I'm just like about to just like murder you. Like, I'm trying to fight this dude. Maybe if you relax, I might be able to concentrate better and actually kill the dude and maybe get you back up. But you can't tell ping spammers that. They just lose it. And then you also got the ping spammers who, they got to ping every living thing in the whole vicinity. Like, you know, I get it. You know, hey, there's a peacekeeper here. There's a gold backpack here. There's armor, whatnot. But then you got people that just ping, hey, arc star, grenade. Enemies were in this building. 5 feet to the west of that building, it just pinged the enemies were in. There's enemies that have been in this building. There's a door. It's just like, dude, like, and they'll do it like just everything, just to, I don't know, be annoying, I guess. I love the ping feature. It's a great feature, but my God, it drives you nuts. And sometimes I just have to mute the whole ping from the player and the whole thing in the first place, because it's just having that sound effect. Like, that would be a challenge. Think of that would be a crazy challenge. You trying to win a game where the ping button goes off from beginning to end. That would drive me absolutely nuts. I couldn't do it. Even if I was doing real well in the game, I'd have to leave the game. That is just such a frustrating experience. I actually have a little small clip on my channel where similar situation where I'm fighting this last squad, and I think I downed just about everyone except for the last dude. I'm fighting and my teammate's just going crazy pinging the last dude, and I just got to the point, it's like, you know what? I don't even want to win this game. I don't even want to play. I want to get out of this lobby, so I just kill myself. I jump off, I let the dude who probably could take it out live, and, you know, thanks for making the game pretty much unenjoyable, because you had to go, I don't know, autistic or something and just keep constantly spamming for no reason. Oh man, but ping spammers, it's not number 1 on this list, but a lot of people will say that is one of the most annoying things that just puts you in a foul mood really, really quick. We now go on to number 2, and I like to call this player, we all have had this player so many times in our games, the lone wolf. Basically, I don't know, I guess this guy thinks they're James Bond or something, or Rambo, and they're just going off on their own. They basically wander away from their team. They're never with their team. And the thing is, I wouldn't mind that so much if you at least gave me like, hey, I'm going to go over here. Or at least tell me, hey, I'm going over this direction. That's so I have an idea. But these guys, what you do is like, you'll ping, hey, you want to go here, and maybe one of your teammates agrees with you. The other teammate doesn't even say anything. They just go somewhere else. So they're by themselves. They have no situational awareness. Like, basically, these are the type of people that the enemy be right in their own bed sleeping next to them, and they wouldn't even notice till it's too late. Like, they have no situational awareness. So obviously you know what's going to happen. They're going to get jumped by an entire squad. They're by themselves, and then they'll start crying like, where were us? Like, where were we? Where were you? You know, we say, hey, we're going over here. You want to go play, I don't know, some 007 GoldenEye and just go off on your own thinking you're going to wipe a whole squad, I guess. And that's the thing about 1v3s. It doesn't happen very often. And when it does, you're probably barely doing it in the first place. Honestly, those team is that bad, but it's kind of hard to win those fights when you have 3 players narrowing on one dude instead of, in case like if it's not like a 3-on-3, it's a lot more even of a battle. That's why it's a team-based game. You kind of gotta stick with your team. You know, you're just making it easy. Like, why are you playing this game then? To wander off, and I know there might be the argument, hey, they're trying to do one of their challenges, and I get that. I understand that, but trust me, the majority of these people aren't doing their challenges. They just don't care. They have no awareness. You know, they couldn't tell if the storm was coming. They couldn't see half the enemies. And the thing that amazes me about a lot of these players is they can't hear worth crap. Like, one thing about this game is I hear everything. Like, if you honestly surprised me, it was because you were not moving, and I just happened to wander there, because you hear everything. Like, it's kind of like how I used to say when I played early Season 1 Fortnite. The thing that scared me the most was, like, the whole supply drone dropping. That sound it makes. It just makes me jump, and because I heard it so many times, any sound effect in these type of games, Battle Royale games I play, any Battle Royale game you play, it just makes me react to it, even if it's my own teammate, because half the time I'll mistake my teammates for being enemies. But I'd rather be paranoid, so at least I'm alert, than just sitting there, just having no awareness, let alone being away from the team. I mean, why would you go away from the team? I don't get that. Like, I want to be with my teammates, because I know if I get in trouble, they're there. They can back me up. And, you know, having 3 people to shoot at in a dangerous situation is a lot easier to survive than being the only one by yourself. And, you know, unlike in the movies, this whole James Bond act isn't going to last very long, because these players are just going to annihilate you, and it just doesn't make any sense. I've had so many games where we probably win the game, but what happens is a random teammate goes off his own, gets killed, we can't get him back, can't revive him or whatnot, or he leaves or whatnot, and we just have the 2 people, and we get into the last fight and we lose just because it's a 2-on-3, and we probably would have won if it was 3-on-3, but because Lone Wolf had to go off on his own, I don't know, secret covert op mission or something. Maybe he's running a mission for MI6 or something. I don't know, but who knows what's on their mind. But now we get to the number 1. This is the one we're all waiting for. You already know what's coming if you've watched a lot of my earlier videos. It's kind of like, ironic enough, it feels like it's like a pandemic in this game, for good sakes, of how often this thing happens. If I play 10 games, this happens over half the time. And I'm getting so sick of it, and I'll even tell you what I said they should do as a punishment plan. But number 1 is, without a doubt, pretty much the rage quitters. The players who they drop in the game as soon as they go down, before their body even hits the ground, they already left the game. Like, it's impressive how fast they leave the game. It is unbelievable. And as I said, they leave the game better than they actually play the game. It's amazing. But it's like, if you got that thin of a skin, why play the game in the first place? Go play something else. Like, why are you playing a game where as soon as you go down, you're done, you left it? Like, why play a team-based game? Play a solo game, so at least you're not ruining it for the rest of your teammates. And the thing is, it doesn't matter the scenario. Like, they'll leave a game even when, like, they'll go down and you win the fight. Like, you beat the last dude in the squad, so you can just revive them. I'm not even talking about, like, they got killed where you got to pick up their banner. Like, you can just revive them, and they don't even want to be revived. They just want to leave the game immediately, because apparently in their mind, you can never go down. Like, never. I guess in their games, they never go down. They win, I guess, all their games always on their feet, 2 feet at all times. And anytime they go down, doesn't matter. They just got to leave. Or, like, you'll get their banner. What pisses me off is when you get their banner, and you're about 2 feet from the respawn beacon, and they just leave. Like, they watch you do the whole process of carrying it. Like, what's the point, bud? Being an asshole? Well, I guess you succeeded in that, but holy crap. And then you get the ones where it's like, it's the final fight, and then they get killed and they leave, and we're still in the fight. It's like, dude, you made it this far. You might as well watch the rest of the game. But I just hate it how, like, I can never play with full squad because people just have such thin skins. Like, they just leave immediately. Like, some days you get shit on. It happens. Like, grow up. It's not that big of a deal. It's just not fun, and they just disconnect as soon as something goes wrong. And I mean, how many games have I won? How many games have you guys won where you went down or you got killed and then guess what? Magical. I was like taking a joke with my friend. I was like, did you know you can get revived and brought back in Apex? And he was like, oh, really? But like, it's like, yeah, you can get revived, get brought back. It's not game over. It's not like it's search and destroy Call of Duty where as soon as you're dead, you're done for the round or whatnot. It's not how it goes. You can get brought back. Or it's like, you know, I guess early season Fortnite where they didn't have the respawn thing. They were like, once you were dead, like after you went down, like you were done. But I could get it there. And what I mean by leave is like, you know, if your banner beacon ran out, it makes sense. You can leave. That's fine. But like, people just leave as soon as you go down. Like, I just have no respect for. And as I said, here's my punishment plan. I said this in an earlier video. Basically, if you leave once in a 24-hour period, you get a warning. You leave again, you're banned from playing the game for an hour. But what I mean by an hour is not in terms of time when you got banned to an hour later. In terms of you got to be in the second menu screen for an hour. And why I say second, not the first menu screen, like the main menu where you press start to get into the game. Because in the second menu screen, you have got to be active in that whole thing, because it'll kick you out to the main menu if you're not active. So the reason why I say the second is if it kicks you out, it restarts the time. So you got to do an hour straight in the second menu. So you got to constantly be moving your controller for an hour at least, or so you know you don't get kicked out for non-activity. And I tell you what, a lot of players, they wouldn't be leaving the game. And also, if you keep doing it, you know, after you serve your time, keep doing it again, it doubles. So tell me that wouldn't stop 90+% of people from rage quitting. And it will make games, at least people who play games, at least they will actually want to play the games. Also, I don't want this plan implemented if they can't tell the difference between people leaving the game, rage quitting, or people getting disconnected. Because unfortunately people get disconnected. But that is going to be my top 5 of worst players, teammates play. As I said, not a skill-based thing. It's just people just like simple things like, you know, ping spamming, leaving the game, you know, not caring about the team, and just so selfish, or just doing this whole lone wolf crap, or not taking advantage of, you know, obvious advantages. It's frustrating, but let's see if I can. And you're gonna watch this fail right here. So I hit this lifeline and I roll in with a Masty, but if you haven't already noticed, I don't know how I didn't hit him there, but I forgot to reload, and oh man, this is a terrible mistake. But lucky for us, our team does not panic, and Caustic, yes, it breeze on the lifeline, bring them down, and the Bloodhounds got the revive, resurrection shield, and I believe this is my 5th win in the armed and dangerous. So I finally got that little banner badge because I got so many second places. But thank God, I had a team that stayed with me. We had a lot of hectic moments in this game, and this is, I think, the 3rd Phoenix kit I used. But it's hard to find shields in this game. They're so sparse, so that's all I had, and it didn't really matter here because by the time I use it, this game is basically all over. But that is going to be it. That's a nice little win here, nice little list of my worst teammates to play with. Let me know what's your guys' list of worst type of teammates, the ones that piss you off to play with the most, in the comment section down below. And if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like and a comment down below, and hopefully I can see you guys back on the next one. Thanks for watching, have a good day, and peace.